Well, I completely disagree, and I guess that's my stance for my client, but I don't think this is a pot calling a kettle. What I think is that from the outside, Mr. Van looks great. He holds a job, he's got a house. He didn't raise his daughters. Went over the court pleadings from his other custody actions. There's a long history of drug abuse back to the 90s. He's gone through 2 marriages. His first daughter, he never even had legal custody of, not even joint. He had no right to make any decisions for that child, and I would say there was a reason for that. You read the allegations, and he admitted the allegations of drug use with this young child in the car, with the young child in his custody. His daughter just moved in with him last week. She's 15 years old. Let's go to a pot. You heard Miss Hatcher's testimony that she saw this man abuse cocaine 4 to 5 times on the limited times that they were together. Now, you never heard him say that she abused cocaine, but he just openly did it. Then he got caught. He got caught, Your Honor, and his comments in his text messages that I was going to drop my jaw again, I don't know why. Nothing in those medical records reflect that I should. I don't think I did the first time. Mr. Vaughn didn't just test positive in his hair follicle for cocaine. He had a dilute specimen in his urinalysis with a very low creatine level. They put those words on the urinalysis for a reason. And even with a dilute specimen, his THC content was so high, he still tested positive. Look at his answer and counterclaim, Your Honor. He states in his answer and counterclaim that it shouldn't matter that he did cocaine and marijuana because he's not seen this child. Well, he comes in front of you and says, well, I've got my 15-year-old with me. What about her? Does she not deserve to have a drug-free father? Father that's not getting high on cocaine and snorting pills? I think she deserves that, but that wasn't his concern. My client from day one told this man that he was the father, and you heard in those text messages what his reaction was. His THC level was too high to father children. He said it on several occasions. He also said that he had been to a doctor and had it confirmed. He called this child, and I hate to say the N-word, but he called this child a nigger. I mean, who does that? Obama trash? A crackhead? You've heard no evidence about my client doing any type of drugs like that. None. This gentleman's snorting pills. He's doing cocaine. He's smoking marijuana all the time. She did smoke marijuana. She admitted it. That the day she found out she was pregnant, she stopped. It's reflected in all her medical records that she was honest about that. The THC was in the meconium of that child. That child tested negative for THC when she was delivered. So did my client, and you'll see that in the medical records. The meconium has contributions from the mother and the father. If his levels were that high, that could have been because of him. When this child was born and almost died, he didn't come see this child. That was in June, Judge. She was in the hospital, you'll see in the medical records, until the middle of July. He never once came to see this child. She told him. She told him the scare about the Down syndrome. She told him the complications. This child was born at 32 weeks. He didn't care then. He did not care until she took it upon herself to go get a DNA test, hoping that he would step up. And he was proven to be the father, just like she had said this whole time. And it wasn't until after that he had to sign that voluntary support agreement, after several continuances. It's not like he told to you, Your Honor, and I would ask that you take judicial notice to both the 50D file and the child support file. These are the official court files. When she sent him word, when the test results came back, that he was the father, is when she contacted him. He told you that he tried to foster this relationship. He went out and filed a fraudulent 50B alleging she had harassed him. Well, you heard the text messages he was sending her. It's quite the opposite. The morning we were going to try it, I believe Your Honor was presiding. And then he voluntarily dismissed it. He waited 4 more months to sign that voluntary support agreement. It was not like he's made out to you, Your Honor. He wasn't trying to stand up and be a great father. Ever since then, he's refused to call this child by her name. She's less than a year old, and he refuses, just for spite, to call her Justice Hatcher. He made up a name for her. It's not a nickname. When have you ever heard of Laura being a nickname? He's made continuous threats to take this child from her. He's made continuous threats to make sure she had supervised visitation while he's testing positive for cocaine. He's not fit and proper to have unsupervised visitation with this child. My client did give him opportunities to see this child. She even gave his family members opportunities to see this child. He hid it for them for several months. You heard his father's testimony. It wasn't until he was ordered to pay $800 and some a month